All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. I want to thank everyone for joining today. The client success team, we routinely provide and offer these office hours, but we have changed the format a bit for this one, just to help address the needs and especially at peak back to school season. We want to make sure that we are addressing your needs and your concerns and your questions. So we have members of our client services team here with us as well. And we're going to do kind of a dual office hours where we go through the technical aspects of particular features as well as some strategy and best practices. Diving into the agenda and how we have the session structured for today, we're going to establish breakout rooms. And I believe when all of you registered for the session today, you selected kind of which topic you were looking to discuss or the one where you perhaps had questions. So we will push you into the breakout room that you signed up for, but you will have that option to change rooms if you need to. So let's say, for example, you had questions about multiple features, you would have that opportunity. And then we'll come back to the main room at the end and just have some open dialogue and discussion on what you learned, what maybe some key takeaways were, or if you have any additional questions or things that you were hoping to have addressed. Before we dive into that, I do want to recognize that some of you may have received communications already, and some may receive communications in the coming weeks. But we are operating in a little bit of a different model than perhaps we have in the past, where you have a team of folks to help you and support and service you. Your client success manager is still your main point of contact for most things, but if you have perhaps the ambition to explore a new feature, or you are looking at a particular pain point and trying to determine if you have a feature within your current contract that supports that, or if there might be a feature to add on, you should have been introduced to a member of our account team in an email that went out. And if you have not received that yet, you will receive that in the coming weeks. But you have your client success manager. You also have an account executive within your region that can service you with any opportunities to add to your contract. And then as well as our client services team, which manages our client support and onboarding and training, which again, we have members of that team here with us today. Are there any questions or anything before I move on from this, or anything about this, just before we move on to the next piece? Perfect. And then lastly, before we kind of jump into the breakout rooms, I just wanted to mention a few resources for you all. We do have a page here to help direct you to your client success manager, as well as other resources for our products. Again, for Ready Education, we have our campus groups product and our campus app product. That web address is readyeducation.com/clients. So you would see a page similar to this. And again, just be able to be directed to resources and more information. The other item I wanted to mention is our newsletter. So we send a monthly newsletter out with updates and information that's relevant to you all and the work that you're doing. If you're not currently receiving that newsletter, there is the option to sign up, and you will receive a copy of these slides after the session today so that you can click that hyperlink and sign up. And I'm sure someone could pop it in the chat for you as well. But if you're not receiving those newsletters, we'd love for you to subscribe and start receiving those, as you'll get relevant information and updates. And then I think I saw a question in the chat. Yeah, okay, great. My team's taking it. Thank you, guys. All right, we'll spend just a few minutes before we push you guys in breakout rooms because I see a few more questions. Feel free to come off of mute if you want to ask a question as well. And then we'll push you guys in just a moment. I do want to mention you do have that option to move from one breakout room to the other. So we'll place you in the rooms. You'll be able to change that room if, for example, you needed to address questions on a different feature that we have listed today. The features that we'll be going over, we have our event hubs for our campus group solution. We have tracks and checklist for our campus group solution. And then if you are a client for our campus app solution, we have just a general overview of the campus cloud admin portal on how to manage your campus app. So we will start pushing you guys into your rooms based on how you registered. If you have questions or concerns, there will be someone in the main room that can help you as well. You can expect in these breakout rooms a 15-minute overview of the particular feature, and then you'll have the remaining time to ask questions. We're planning to spend about 35 minutes within the breakout rooms, and then we'll come back to that main room for some open dialogue and discussion, or to address any questions that you maybe weren't able to get answered. Before we dive in, are there any questions or anything that we can address before we head to the breakout rooms? Okay, perfect. Well, I believe our team will start pushing everyone into their appropriate breakout room. But again, if you've got questions or concerns, feel free to pop back to the main room and we can help address those if they're logistical questions. Thanks, guys. Hi, welcome back, folks. So I think a few more folks will likely be joining. We may still have a breakout room in progress, but while we're waiting, what we hope to use the last few minutes for was just an open discussion on any key takeaways or also feedback on this format and if this was helpful. So we'd love to hear from those of you that are back in the room with us, just any feedback that you have or key takeaways from your breakout session. And I see a few more folks are popping in as I finish that statement. So this portion of the session is designed for feedback. So we'd love to hear any key takeaways that you got in your breakout room, or just feedback on this format in general, and if this worked as we're looking, again, to address our clients' needs. So feel free to come off mute and share takeaways or feedback, either way.
I'll start. I think this was great. I definitely think if you could do like a more advanced class. We've been with campus groups now for 5 years, 4 years, and a lot of this was pretty baseline for us. And so if there's a way to be more advanced or ask more advanced or more technical questions, I think that would be helpful, or kind of stagger as to how long people have been using the system.
Yeah, no, that's great feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? And again, feedback on the format or just your key takeaways from your room, what you hope to come today and learn, and whether or not you learned that item. And client success or client services team, feel free if there was something that came out of your session that was good to note, you guys can chime in as well. Don't feel like you can't.
I'll just hop in, agreeing with Nate and some nuance, just that I think I got down into a rabbit hole of like a specific question. And so like wanting to know like what my options are to like explore that further, because I know that the whole group wasn't looking for my rabbit hole of what I needed to know. And also was good to hear some other people having either similar issues or other issues for me to watch out for. So some good like chat, just hearing what other people are dealing with, and knowing that it's not a like isolated issue.
Yeah. That's helpful. Thank you. Anybody else? Any updates? Oh, I see some in the chat. Great. Thank you, Hannah. That's really helpful.
Shout out to Hannah. We used to work together.
Oh, that's fun. Was Hannah in your room?
She was not. She decided today that she
Ah.
didn't like me. So
Anybody else? Any other updates? Again, for those that may have popped in, feedback on the format, as this is something new that we're trying and looking to see if we continue with this model. If this is your first office hours, typically what these have been are more best practices, strategy, use cases. But what we found is clients also have technical questions, and so we want to try to merge those two options together. So feedback on the format or just takeaways from your room and what you liked or didn't like from your session. And I will also add, if you don't feel comfortable sharing it in this format, you can certainly email us and share that with us, as again, you know, we're looking to evolve these to meet your needs.
Hi, can you remind me how frequently you're hosting these office hour sessions?
Yep. So these are monthly. So we host these on a monthly cadence. We have, and I don't have it right in front of me, so if somebody on the team or anybody has the link to the landing page with the registration links for those, but we can share that out with you guys in the recap as well. But right now these are on a monthly cadence.
Okay, that's great to know. And do you have the topics set for each of them?
Well, we did when we had these as more strategy related. I think it will adjust slightly just as we evolve this model to better meet the need. We would be certainly open to topic suggestions as well. So if you have some suggestions, we try to be mindful of the typical academic calendar year and pick topics that are pretty relevant to the academic year. But if there is a particular topic that you're hoping we cover, we would welcome that feedback. You can share it with your client success manager or send it to me directly, either way.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions, feedback, takeaways? I know folks are busy. It's peak back to school season, so we certainly don't want to keep you any longer than you have available, but we do welcome your collaboration, your feedback, and appreciate you guys taking advantage of this opportunity. So any last minute suggestions, takeaways, or anything we can help you with?
I have like a specific question. Could someone like stay on for a few just to chat with me about event hubs and chats?
Yeah, yep. We can hang back. All right. Well, if there's no additional comments, questions, feedback, again, we appreciate you guys for being here. You will get a copy of the recording, a copy of the slide deck. As I mentioned at the beginning, we have our newsletter that comes out on a regular cadence. So we encourage you to sign up for that. That will include lots of helpful information. And then we also have that readyeducation.com/clients page to help better direct you and provide you information as well. But no other questions. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy back to school season. If you need anything from Ready Education, please reach out to your client success manager and or account manager, depending on your need. And you can always reach me as well. But we appreciate you guys and hope to see you at the next one. Thank you.